You are now listening to the smooth sensations and high vibrations of Alex, host of the best relationship channel on YouTube. Alex, drop them gems on us.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Alex. Shout out to the Elite Fleet. Make sure you like and subscribe so you can become a member of the Elite Fleet. And major shout out to y'all because the channel has been growing. I made a promise to y'all and myself that I was going to put out way more content in the month of August. And thus far, it's been paying off. I had a lot going on in the personal life, man. Had a lot of moving on up opportunities. Been building a new studio. Just a lot going on in general. But I knew when I was going to come back, I was going to come back with the sauce and everybody was going to support. And it's good to see that support. So let's keep it up. Now, with that being said, y'all, we got to talk about how the manosphere, red pill, mgtow, whatever you want to call it, it's what you call it, because they all try to call themselves separate, but it's the same thing. The manosphere as a whole is doing the opposite of what it is supposed to be doing, what it was intended to do, which is to build strong men. It is not building strong men. It is building weak men. It's building weak men who, instead of seeing their flaws as a flaw and working to improve it, which is what men do, they're telling men that their flaws are a virtue. So that men think that it's okay to have these flaws, and they get stuck into a red pill rage, lashing out at women, making these men actually act like women in ways that they don't even realize that they're doing. All right? What are you talking about, Alex? I'm going to explain, because my issue isn't necessarily with the content creators. All right? There are some content creators in the spaces who get on my nerves, but it's really the talking point and the result of said talking points that really bothers me, which is why I'm like, a lot of you guys need to step away from that. I'm going to give you a prime example. So I got a comment from a dude who's clearly part of the manosphere. I can tell by the comment. So I did a video a while ago where I basically was talking about just because a woman's a virgin, it doesn't mean she's going to be a good wife, which is another, go figure, manosphere talking point. And in that video, I was just simply discussing, okay, she's a virgin. No one has spanked her cheeks. No one has made her booty clap. But what does that have to do with her being a good wife? It doesn't mean she can cook. All right? It doesn't mean she's about cleaning or is even willing to clean. It doesn't mean she's supportive. It doesn't mean she's nurturing. It doesn't mean she's caring. It doesn't mean she's feminine. All right? It doesn't mean she'll be a good mom. It doesn't mean she has money or came from a family of money. It doesn't mean any of that. It simply means no one has clapped their cheeks. To be honest with you, it doesn't even mean she's a 304, which I broke down because I've dealt with a lot of versions. I'm like, she could still be a 304. Just because she's not giving up the V-box does not mean she's not giving up the poop shoot. All right? Just because she's not giving up the V-box doesn't mean she's not hot toing on multiple men. All right? So it means nothing. It doesn't have the relevance that you guys think that it has. It's nice, right? But as I tell you guys all the time, relationships are the one time in life where it is better to be a jack of all trades and a master of none than a master of one thing. Having someone who has mastered one thing does not benefit you in relationships. It's better to have a well-balanced person. That's why I always talk about balance. So this dude sees that video and goes completely off topic, by the way, guys. This fool writes a comment, and in this fool comment, he says, let me put on my nerd voice. You know, I laugh at videos like these because my life has been so much better since I just stopped dealing with women completely. I'm done with them. So I just come to these videos to laugh, Looking like this dude off South Park. So he comes in and writes that comment. Now, here's my thing. Not only does it not have anything to do with the topic of the video, so why are you writing that? Clearly you're trying to troll. You have to be. But this channel's called Reset Relationships. We don't do that mgtow, I'm going away from women, F women thing over here. Because over here, we love women. We like women. We like having sex. We like having access to women. We want to have wives. We want to have families. Or we want to have girlfriends. Right? Maybe you don't want to get married. Maybe you just want to have a girlfriend and you want to have a family. Okay? Or there's some dudes in here who just want to spank cheeks. And they just want to learn how to spank cheeks. Whatever you want to call it. I don't judge, as I say all the time. But the point here is, the channel's called Reset Relationships because we're trying to figure out how to accomplish those 3 goals in modern times. What we're not trying to do is walk away from women. We don't have that mindset. All right? That's what we're not trying to do. That's never a solution to me. Because to me, saying that you're done with women, right? Because you can't get them to be submissive. Because you can't get them to be feminine, nurturing, caring. Because they won't do what you want them to do. They won't sleep with you, whatever the case may be. To me, to say, oh, I'm done with women completely is a feminine way of handling it. You're acting like a girl. They're not going to tell you that on the other channels, but I'll tell you that because it's the truth. What do women do, guys? Tell me I'm lying. When a woman can't get married, or she's a single mother, or she just can't win in the relationship field, what does she do? She says, men are trash. That's what she says. Men are trash. You know, they're misogynist. It's the patriarchy. She will attack everything about men and nothing about herself. Instead of saying, right, I could get in the gym and make myself more attractive. Instead of saying I could be more supportive, nurturing, and caring, right? Instead of saying I could learn how to cook. Instead of saying I could be more cleanly. Instead of saying I can lower my body count. Or stop letting all these dudes smash me. She's going to go to the dudes and blame it on the men, right? Because what that does is it takes the accountability off of her. I don't think men should do this. Men should be accountable, all right? So I don't believe in walking away from women. When you say to me, you're done with women, I personally just see a loser. The reason I see a loser is because unless you're a homosexual male, right, which is a whole nother conversation, but assuming you're not a homosexual male, assuming you're a normal, well-functioning man with the proper levels of testosterone, there's no way in hell you don't desire women. Even if you're at the bottom of the totem pole and the only reason you want women is just to smash them, right? That's the bottom of the totem pole. That's still a desire. So for you to tell me you're done with them, it doesn't say to me you're strong. It doesn't say to me you're noble. It doesn't even say to me you're choosing yourself. What it says to me is I don't want to do the work to get myself into a position where I can get a woman, so I'm going to just walk away from women. And it makes you an even bigger loser in America, because in America, there's 3 women for every 1 man. So you're trying to tell me, right, when you walk outside, there's 3 of you, 3 women for every 1 of you. None of these 3 women like you. I've broken this down before. If every woman in America got married, there would still be hundreds of thousands of women left. You're trying to tell me none of these girls like you. Not one, even the big, fat, nerdy, repulsive ones, no. Usually when dudes say, I can't get a girl, they're shooting out of their league. They're being delusional, just like women do. Again, in these other channels, they're not going to tell y'all none of this, right? But I'm going to tell you all of this. Because in the other channels, what they're going to do is they're going to try to make your flaw a virtue. You know what I'm saying? So your flaw is you can't get women. You can't get a successful relationship. You can't get women to operate a certain way in a relationship. That's your flaw. They don't know how to fix it. Most of these dudes y'all watch, right? They're nerds, they're lames, they're corny too. So they don't know how to fix it. So instead of telling you how to fix it, which is what I do over here, you know, and there's multiple different things you can do to fix it because there's multiple ways to spin a cat. Maybe you just need to go outside more. Maybe you're not the most physically attractive in the face, right? You're not the most handsome, but you can get your body right. You can work out. You can get you some muscles. Maybe you just need to get your money up. There's virtual things. Maybe you need to get your masculinity up, right? Your ability to fix, build, and repair things. Your ability to lead. There's so many different ways you can skin the cat. But what they're going to tell you is women are trash. They're all 304s. They only like these types of dudes, and you're not that dude, so it's not your fault. It's their fault. And that's what women get told, which is why instead of taking accountability, they say women are trash, right? So understand, when you come on a channel like this and the first words out of your mouth is, I'm done with women, I see through that. I see through that. I know what it really is I give up. You're not saying you're done because you have a higher virtue. You're saying you're done because you give up. But either way, I'll respond to it the only way I know how to respond to it because, you know, I like to joke around. You're trolling me, I'm going to troll you back. So I say to the dude, well, have fun having a dry dick. Because, guys, at the end of the day, no matter which way you bend it, twist it, flip it, bop it, if you say you're done with women, you didn't say I'm not dealing with women sexually until I'm married, right? You didn't say I'm not dealing with women casually until I'm in a relationship. You didn't say any of that. You said you're done with women. So, by definition, you're never going to have sex, which in turn means you're going to have a dry dick. You're never going to have a lot of other stuff either. Right? You're never going to have a family. You're not going to build generational wealth. First of all, you don't even have a generation. You ain't got no damn kids, right? And I tell you guys all the time, the 3 pillars of generational wealth: real estate, life insurance, and marriage, right? I've broken that down in other videos. So you're not going to have any of that either. But I was just talking about the base level to be funny. I'm like, you're going to have a dry dick. Tell me why this dude wrote back, right? A whole paragraph, guys. Several paragraphs in response. And the paragraph starts with, you can't make this up. The paragraph literally started with, why are you trying to shame me saying I'm going to have a dry dick because I'm done with women? How is that shaming you? Now, mind you guys, when I wrote that comment, I didn't know it was going to get a whole bunch of people were going to like that comment. Well, actually, I kind of did, because I thought people would laugh at the joke. I think what really triggered him was the fact that a woman laughed at the joke. But my thing is, I'm not trying to shame you. Listen, at the end of the day, if you walked away from women, like you said, and you laugh at guys like us because you're so much at peace by not having women around, why would anything I say even matter to you? Why would you get triggered over me saying that? You should have either A, laughed and be like, haha, that's funny. Or you should have B, been like, well, you know, there's a gift and a curse. You know, there's a positive and a negative to everything. That's what a person who's really confident in their decision would do. Guys, I've cracked that same joke with women. I kid you not. Again, those of you who've been subscribed know I've met a plethora of virgins in my life. I've cracked that same joke with them. Every time I meet a virgin, the first thing I say to her is, man, I know that V-box is throbbing and you want to get throttled. There's even a short on my channel, and in that short, I have a woman, and she says, when you're a virgin, this is all you think about. And in the background of her video, while she's washing dishes, all you hear is a song saying, I need some dick, 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 dick. Right? So I joke with girls about that, but here's the difference. If you joke with a woman who's a virgin that exact same way and say, I know you want to get throttled, they're just going to say, oh yeah, absolutely. First of all, they're going to acknowledge it. Oh yeah, absolutely. But they're also going to say, but it is more important to me to keep my virginity and keep my virtue for the man who's going to eventually marry me and have kids with me, which is fine. They don't look at it as a shaming tactic because they're not embarrassed by it. They actually take pride in it. You know what I'm saying? The fact that he said you're trying to shame me is because he knows everything I said previously is true. You're not walking away from women because it's less stressful. You're walking away from them because you cannot get them to cooperate. You don't fool me. You don't fool me. Then he proceeds to go forward and talk about STDs. Well, you know, there's too much going on nowadays. You guys are going around having sex with all these women. What about STDs? First of all, again, you're acting like a girl, right? You have a flaw. Your flaw is that you can't get women. You don't have enough masculinity to fix the flaw. So you just quit. Basically, I want you guys to understand something. No matter if you're spiritual or you're religious, it all comes back to women were created to be your partner. Women were created to be your helpmate. Women were created for you. We were created for each other. So when you say to me, right, I don't want that helpmate, I don't want that partner, I don't want a family, I don't have sex, I don't have anything to do with it, right? Again, what you're saying to me is, I am frustrated because I can't conquer them and I don't have enough masculinity or self-awareness to do the work, to put myself in a position to be able to do it, right? So what he says is STDs. And this is why I say dudes are acting like girls. What's the first thing women say? And they only say it to other men, by the way, right? Y'all ever notice that whenever a woman sees another woman going around, she's sleeping around with everybody, she's getting her cheeks clapped here, she's getting her cheeks clapped there, everybody hopping in and hopping out, you put your right foot in, you put your left foot out. You know what I'm saying? You put your penis in, then you shake it all about, you do your hokey pokey, and you let your semen out. That's what it's all about. They do that, right? You living your best life. Hot girl summer. It's a good thing. But as soon as they run into a dude who's doing the same thing, now all of a sudden we want to have a conversation about STDs. Which women have more than men, by the way, but I digress. Now you want to have that conversation? First of all, dude, why are you talking about STDs? You can't get one chick, all right, let alone multiple. Second of all, in the video, I said just because a woman's a virgin doesn't mean she's going to be a good wife. At no point did I say anything about anyone sleeping around, especially men. The video wasn't even about men. I didn't even discuss men. I'm talking about women. Second of all, nowhere in there did I say anything about anyone sleeping around. I said several times in that same video, this does not mean go date a 304. It just means you still have to put a virgin through the same damn vetting process you will put anything or anyone else through. That's all I said. So why you in here talking about some y'all guys are sleeping with all these women and you're getting STDs? So you know, just from looking at me, that I get women. And you don't. Again, this is all you're doing is lashing out. This is all projection. No one said anything about that. The video wasn't about getting laid. The video was literally about talking about picking a wife. And how just because a woman's a virgin doesn't mean she'll be a good wife. Where do you get sleeping with all these women from out of that? Talking about some STDs. Man, what you talking about, bro? I see through that. Then he has the nerve to say this. The best gems come for those who stay to the end. I repeat, the best gems come for those who stay to the end. He then goes on to say, you're trying to make fun of me, but I have respect for myself. Again, talking like a woman. I have respect for myself. That's why I don't just go around putting my penis in anything. If you go around and you put your penis in anything, and any woman, she doesn't have any respect for herself, and you don't have any respect for yourself either, since you're trying to make fun of me. Really, bro? Really? Again, if you would have said I'm saving myself towards marriage, fine. I've made videos on this channel where I've literally talked to dudes and I have said to dudes, it's okay to be a virgin. I'm one of the only content creators who have made a video like that. If you would have said I'm saving myself for a relationship, fine. You didn't say either one. What you said is that you're done with women. So when you say you're done with women, you've eliminated all that. There is no ifs, ands, buts, maybes about that. You've eliminated everything else because you're done with women, sure. You gotta understand this. So with that being said, when you're saying I don't respect myself because I'm having sex with the opposite sex, which makes absolutely no sense. First of all, he didn't even have enough sense to say you don't respect yourself if you're sleeping around. He just says, I respect myself, so I don't go around putting my penis in women. So a dude who has a wife and is smashing his wife doesn't respect himself. A dude who has a girlfriend and is smashing his girlfriend doesn't respect himself. You aren't the only one who respects yourself because you're not having sex. So if a dude had 5 girlfriends and he smashed all 5 girlfriends, he don't respect himself and they don't either. Really? That's what you're going to say. Let me tell you guys something. Even a hoe has standards. And I made a whole video about that. So there's no such thing as you're letting everyone run into you. Everyone has a standard. Again, even a hoe. You have NBA hoes, right? They hoes for athletes. You have corporate hoes who are only hoes for CEOs. You have bad boy hoes who are only hoes for dudes who move weight and kill people. There's levels. You have women who are only hoes for nerds. There's levels to a hoe. So everybody has someone that they won't let in them. So to say because someone's having sex, they don't respect themselves is stupid because everybody has a standard. You don't look like you respect yourself more by talking about how you can't get cheeks. It doesn't make sense. And if you believe that any of this stuff that you said was true, you wouldn't have spent 2 paragraphs just because I said have fun having a dry dick. You also went in the comment video that had nothing to do with it about how you're done with women. And I wanted to point this out because these are the type of men, even if they don't mean to, these are the type of men that red pill channels, manosphere channels, mgtow channels create. Weak-minded dudes who want to take a flaw and make it a virtue. What you wanted me to do is be like, oh man, you're doing the right thing. The hell with these hoes. But why would I do that? Everything you say women don't do, they do for me. So why would I sit here and pretend that they don't? Pretend they don't cook and clean. You know what I'm saying? Pretend they don't reciprocate and take you on dates and stuff. There's videos all over this channel of women taking me into expensive places on expensive dates. But I'm supposed to pretend that that doesn't happen. You guys understand what I'm saying to you? I'm supposed to pretend they're so unruly and all of them are whores and everything is wrong with them that's possibly wrong with them so you can feel better about the fact that you can't get one. Come on, man. You know, that's what they're doing. These people attack women harsh because they want you to feel better about the fact you can't get one. It's no difference than someone who's broke, right? They're going to lean on people who talk about the economy and the job market, because if someone's constantly talking about how the economy is bad and the job market is bad, it makes you feel less bad for being broke. The last thing you want to see, you understand what I'm saying? The last thing you want to see is a dude out here getting money when your ass is broke. So if you can't get women, the last thing you want to do is look at a dude who clearly can and have a conversation with other men who can, because you can't. What you want, what makes you feel better, is to pretend women have all these flaws and it doesn't matter and they're worthless, so I walked away from them, and you wanted me to co-sign that so you feel better about being a loser. And I didn't do it, and it hurt your feelings, and that's why you wrote 3 paragraphs. And if you were being trained to be masculine properly, you would have never done that. That's just the reality. You would have never done that. You wouldn't even cared what I was doing. So this is what I mean when I say it breeds weak men. You're not problem solving. You're not even trying to problem solve. You're doing nothing to self-improve. You just run around the internet bragging about being done and then getting triggered and mad at anyone else who's just like, okay, you know, whatever. Weak men, pathetic men, trash men. That's what y'all are breeding. I don't believe in making excuses for a flaw. If you're a straight man, you want a woman. If you can't get one, something's wrong. We're going to figure out what your exact problem is, what's holding you back, because like I said earlier, it could be multiple things, and we're going to fix it. But what I'm not going to do is sit out here and pretend that women are horrible human beings who have absolutely no positives to them, so you feel better about the fact you can't get one. I'm not doing that. That ain't going to do nothing but handicap you. And no one should be doing it. And that's why I don't like a lot of red pill, mgtow, and manosphere content creators. Because that's exactly what they do. Even if they don't mean to do it, that's what they do. When they hear y'all talking about chicks all day, they think, so it's not just me, it's all of them. They're the problem, not me. And you turn them into unrealistic, delusional ass women. Y'all out here trying to convince dudes who make $50,000 a year they still deserve a housewife because they're a man. Man, get the hell out of here with that nonsense. But either way, y'all, that's my thoughts on that. I am Alex, and I am out. Peace.